Yeah, the YouTube's not live. Anyways, let's just go and try to get an idea. I'll probably get this fixed halfway through. It's like Nick Aro at the 121.7. That's fucking
We
insanity.
we've popped live.
We are?
Just as you started talking about Nick Aro's time, we're live.
Oh, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We have fixed the issue. Let's go ahead and get to the action now. We were dealing with some technical difficulties. My name's C. Miller, and today we are joined by the one and only Rowdy. Rowdy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. I'm excited to see some fun racing today. We're a little late into this qualifying, but halfway through. And let's go ahead and get this started. If you see Nick Caro running a 121.7, which is insane, on his outlap. Right behind him, Supply Raptor with a 121.7. Esteban with a 121.8, 121 or 122 flat for Marcel. Hitch with a 122.3. Henry with a 121.23 as well. Man, some tight qualifying right here so far. What do you expect to see out of qualifying? Do you think we're going to see any crazier times today, Rowdy?
21.7s are going to be really hard to beat. So if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the guys that have already said it.
I agree with that. Not really sure how much faster you can go. I mean, when we saw, what was it? Rhythms, as you can see right there, 122.4. Rhythms ran a 121.9 in Tier 2, which is insane. He actually had an issue spinning a little bit, running back to take the win. That's just the pace that Rhythm has. I think we might see a little bit of an upset from him today, maybe getting up there on that podium. A little tough to get a win with how crazy fast and how do I say this, DRS happy this track is. Kind of like what we saw at Australia when we had that insane finish. Maybe we might see something of the same today. Oh, here
Yeah,
it looks like
if you put down another 21.9, that'd be good enough for P4 here in Tier 1 currently. As Henry jumps up with a 21.9.
All right, let's see right here as Esteban
Rhythms.
took a 121.3 from Esteban. That is absolutely insanity. Nick Aro back here. I'm not sure if he's
insane.
On any improvement from Nick Aro. Let's see as they come through Sector 2. He does with a small improvement in Sector 2. It's a tricky one to get any improvement because it's such a heavy, like long straightaway. If any, you're going to see any improvement, it'd be through the chicane. But I don't know. It doesn't look like he's going to find any time to get up there with Esteban's time. Unless he runs a beautiful Sector 3, which is where you're going to make most of your time up going to that tricky hotel corner.
Comes across the line, down to a 4.86. Not good enough to take first yet, though.
But still, the times we're seeing is crazy. As we scroll down to Supply Raptor right now. I'm not sure if they're on a lap or not. I did see an outlap. Doesn't look like they're running at full beans. I mean, they could be. Yeah, they're down on their time a little bit. Let's see what Supply Raptor is able to do through Sector 3 right now. Take a look. Are we going to see any improvement from Supply Raptor? His teammate OTC Dreams either started a lap or was trying to give him a tow. Big improvement, Supply Raptor, but not enough to really get up there and flirt with the top two. On 121.6, it's still an improvement. Our top four are down below the 121 timer with Marcel right there, about to get to that 121 time. What do you think the keys to not necessarily qualifying? Qualifying is kind of up in the air. Maybe you get a toe from somebody. How do you think this race is?
It's all going to be about who wants to make the dive bombs at the end of the long back straight. With the DRS back there, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to get to the inside, but it's also not the best corner to do so.
I agree. There's a couple dive bomb situations that you can do without taking yourself out. I think there's really only two main corners. You got that long sweeping Daytona berm in the back, and then you have that the sector 1 hairpin. Those are really some of the only places you can make a dive bomb work safely. You could definitely do it in that chicane out of the first DRS section, but it's risky.
Cloud's first lap jumps to P4 a 1:21.7.
Wow, we're seeing some times.
Dream's the only driver yet to put a time down, and is on their way out of the pits. No, into the pits. They were out and did not put a time down. As Cookie is loaded in, so two drivers yet to put a time down.
Cookie yet again.
3 minutes left on the clock.
Having joining a level 8 issues, maybe connection issues, not too sure. Definitely going to make them a little desperate to try to get a lap in right there. Get that setup put on and out there. Getting close. You're about 20 seconds away from not being able to get a lap in. I know for a fact everybody is going to be coming out of the pits right now.
With how late Cloud came out, I think that's going to be his only attempt. I don't think he's saving battery for a 2-lap run. But he's definitely not going to have the time to come back out.
Rhythm's coming out here on an out lap, see if they can do any improvement. It gets down to that 1:21.8 time. We could see him starting in the top 5. I mean, you never know. You might see something special out of Rhythms. I mean, the back-to-back racing, that's hard to do. You're definitely going to be feeling it right now.
Yeah, Rhythm's coming off a Tier 2 win by 17 seconds, I heard the gap was.
Oh, it's insane. Rhythms was a class in the field. Believe me, he spun out in front of me on that lap 1 and then still came back to win the race. Rhythms is definitely showing us how to do it in Tier 2. The pace he has is insane. Definitely thinking next season we'll be up here in the Tier 1 for sure. As you can see right there, already top 7 quality time.
Yeah, and as you look down the list, everyone went from pit to out lap.
It's gonna be a chaotic busy
can
lap.
Jump any spots. There's gonna be toes, and there's gonna be, if you're faster than the car in front of you, that's gonna be a problem.
All right, let's hop on board right here with Rhythms for the first sector, maybe second sector too. See what they're going to be able to do as they start this open lap. Good plant coming out of the last corner. Turn 1 is a tricky one. See if they're able to put it in, running it as wide as they possibly can, getting everything out of it. Beautiful exit. Great push through there with Rhythms. I'm liking what I'm seeing from here. Don't want to show battery usage because I don't feel like everybody needs to know them. I will not be showing that in the race either because this track is so dependent on that. Running that outside line where the track is smoother, being quick and smooth. Let's see. Were they down a little bit in Sector 1? I did not look up to see.
That I was not looking for either.
Go ahead and see what they do through Sector 2 to see if they improve. Then we're going to go back and see what Nick Arrow and Esteban are able to put in as well. Look how busy that track is right now. It's going to be hard to get a clean lap, and then I guarantee you're going to see some times drop as Rhythms does go a little bit faster, almost a tenth faster through Sector 2, which is a massive improvement. Looking pretty tidy through the hotel section. Liking what I'm seeing so far. Holding that grip in. Getting real tight. Let's go ahead and see what Nick Arrow and Esteban are able to do. Esteban invalidates the lap. Nick Arrow might be getting a little bit of an incidental toe from that flaring up there. Does that mean they're going to be in dirty air as well? That is a tricky thing to deal with. with an improvement, but just not necessarily enough. A 122 flat.
James is going to be next across the line. Currently no time, down in 18th. 23-0 up to 14th.
Looks like Cookie's not going to be able to get a time in at all. Already retiring from the session. Nick Aro is going to throw that lap away. Qualifying is extremely important here because of the DRS training of this track. I mean, it is just so hard to get out there and make a pass once you're up there running.
Looks like that is going to do it for qualifying. Esteban with a 21.310, taking that top spot in front of Eruption, 21.468, and just a slight hair behind is Nick with a 4.86.
Wow, that's some tight qualifying. You want to go ahead and read us through our starting order really quick before we lose that ability to see it?
Yeah, picking up after those three: Supply Raptor of Haas, Cloud, Henry, Rhythms, Zyrus, Alex, and Hitch, your top 10. You got Minico, Ferrari Nut, Gwenfro, Logan, Dreams, Happy, City Edge, and Cookie back to P19.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Cookie, one of our top runners for sure, unable to get a lap in, so it's going to be really tricky to see what kind of improvements you see during the race from them. Wow, I can tell you one thing. I feel like we're going to run into the same issue, Rowdy, that we ran into with Australia, where it was heavy in DRS, and we might see some fair playing for the first 3/4 of this race. But then towards the end, we're going to see some desperate moves, I would say. Desperate moves to try to get a pass done because, goodness, is it hard to pass here.
Absolutely. I think right at the beginning, there might be a few people that try to get the spots while they can early, but it'll take a couple, maybe 3 to 4 laps, settle out, and then right near the end, it'll all pick back up again.
I agree with you. I just want to say, look at Rhythms up there. P7 of the qualifying, our Tier 2 winner. I wonder what they're going to be able to do in this race. Do you think we're going to see any bit of an incident in this first lap like we saw in Tier 2? Maybe people getting a little overzealous, maybe a slight spin or something like that?
We definitely could. I think a lot of these guys are very disciplined on their throttle and their steering inputs. So it might take only one person to make a slightly aggressive move early, trying to gain them early positions to cause it. But a lot of these guys are very good about not being crazy early.
Too overzealous. It's settled in. Once we get settled in after that first 2 laps, I think we're going to unfortunately see a little bit of boring racing for the middle part of the race, but definitely at the end, we're going to see some desperation for some passes. Some strategy calls.
So we got
here we go.
Here we go.
We got 4, 5 red lights, and away we go at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Tier 1 of Moose Racing League. You keep an eye back there in the back of the field and tell me what you see. Getting pretty clean through. Everybody else, no contact so far. Keeping it clean as Rhythms is diving real low right there. Trying to hold on to it. Desperate early as he runs a little bit in that McLaren, getting pushed wide, going 3 wide on the exit for a second there for Rhythms. Everybody else is settling in. As you can see, Esteban is just pulling away with a great start. Esteban, Nick Aro, and Eruption right there. Liking that. Real
3 wide near the back. We got a car around, Ferrari Nut.
Oh no. Doesn't look like there's any damage to that car though. Looks like City of R back there, unfortunately, dealing with some connection issues. see them teleporting back and forth.
As we take a look, Rhythm's battling with Dreams currently for P11 after starting about 4 positions higher than that.
Let's go ahead and see here what tires everybody started on. Make it through the first lap. Gonna settle in for a second. Everybody on the mediums besides Hitch and Cookie, which Cookie I understand having to not be able to get a qualifying in. Yeah, you're right. Rhythm's down 4 positions.
Rhythm's down 4 as we see Cookie's up 4 into 15th.
Yeah, what a good start for Cookie right there. Up from last to 15th.
We got a Ferrari splitting what appears to be the Aston Martins. Back for 14th, that's Cookie.
Cookie pushing the limits.
As Cookie just drove right between both Astons for 2 positions on that straightaway.
Wow. Yeah, you got to have some absolute confidence in your car to be able to do something like that. Esteban has broken DRS from Nick Aro. Wow, I just realized something. From second place down to 18th is one long DRS train. That is insane. Get some.
The entire field. One long snake.
As it looks like Rhythm sticking his nose in there trying to pass Pinnacle.
I just saw Dreams back in that sweeping left take out that inner pylon. No issues from that.
Man, I gotta say, the pace on Esteban right now up there. Almost got a 3-second gap to second place of Nick Aro. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you gotta start to wonder if he's pushing too hard and those mediums are gonna die early. Or if that's just his pace compared to everybody else.
Hey, I wonder if that's his comfy pace, and also if Nick Aro back there in second is just trying to, like, save tires, if you would.
Cookie battling back there for P12 with Dreams.
Wow, the positions that Cookie has made up is pretty impressive. Gonna go for a dive bomb right here. Real late on the brakes for Cookie. Makes the pass. Looks
he does
clean.
get the position. Ferrari not around. He is now falling off the train.
Not
Looks
having
like
a good day.
Edge might have just fallen outside DRS range. See if he can fight back in.
Wow. I just realized too up there, Esteban is almost 4 seconds up now.
Ferrari not 10-second penalty speeding in the pits as he is retired.
That is unfortunate.
Still got a couple long straight lines.
Oops. That's not what I meant to do.
We got a little bit of action up there around Supply Raptor. Nick caught an eruption. All taking swipes at each other.
Ooh, I think we're going to start seeing desperation back here behind Nick Aro with Supply Raptor Cloud interrupted right there. No time penalties yet. Tell you what, the rest of this field's going to have to do something as we got a car around.
Logan. He's gone around.
Logan back there. Any damage to that car? Yeah, looks like we got... Oh, I take that back. No damage at all.
That car... Yeah, that car looks fine.
Definitely going to have
Looped
some hot
back
rear
there
tires
at the end
now,
of Sector
though.
3.
As Cookie makes a pass up to 10th. Definitely our biggest mover this race. Cookie just putting on a show right here.
Absolutely, that Ferrari is flying through the field.
Unfortunately, down here in 12th for Rhythms, great qualifying, great show, but I have a feeling that running 2 races back to back is definitely, hey, I've done it. It is not fun.
As we take a look back up at 2nd through 5th, those are a good chunk. I mean, even including Esteban, who's now got a 4.7-second lead. That is a good chunk of the points leaders. Cloud is 103 in the lead. Tachubi, who is not here today, it appears, 2nd with 100. Then Esteban at 97, Supply at 75. So they're all jockeying for all the points they can get as we get through, what, the second half of the season here?
Yeah, we have started the second half of this season. As today,
so
we
mid-season
finished
mark
up
and the points are tight.
We finished the regular season of regular IRL F1. So no more interruptions for us. No time changes or anything. We're just going to be running the normal schedule.
Hitch and Cookie side by side. Cookie looking to take 9th.
Now, I'm wondering if Esteban up there, pulling away as they are, maybe they have that pace just because of the clean air. Running definitely probably no wings at all. But when they put tires on and they might get stuck behind something, obviously they're clearing right now. Right? I'd say about 4, maybe 5 more laps until we see any pit stops from anybody. Maybe longer with this Tier 1. They tend to save tires a little better than everybody else. And if they get shuffled back there in the field at all, if that's going to affect them.
Yeah, being out in the clean air is definitely an advantage. We have a car around of Happy in the kick.
Ooh, always in that same area, around hotel.
Looks like that DRS train spans back 2nd to 12th. This Cookie has taken another spot. P8 up 11 from the start, running on the hards.
Let's take a look here. everybody 7 laps on their mediums. Cookie, the biggest mover. Goodness. Up 11 positions for Cookie.
Biggest mover, Cookie up 8. Biggest father, Ferrari net down 7 to DNF, but actively on track. Rhythms is down 5 to 12.
Maybe getting in there for Rhythms OTC Dreams with the first time penalty, as we're starting to see some pits as Esqual pulls through the pits. I'm really curious to see what Esqual is going to do. If they're going to be sucking any dirty air at all. A little bit of a slow stop, but nothing too bad. And hi, Tilla. How are you doing? Yes, this is the Tilla Magnet, C. Miller. I didn't really hit you that time. I locked up and avoided it, but it cost me a lot. Going forward with the Rhythms here. We're starting to get to the back of this field again. Tires are starting to age. Back down to edge. Oh, not edge, I'm sorry. Where is the at? That's about on the hard tires, but in clean air. So that is not going to make it easy for anybody else to make that difference. But that was pretty early for Esteban. What if they're going to go with the 3-stop? What do you think?
I'm not exactly sure. You kind of caught me off guard there. I was analyzing something and...
No worries. I'm just... Because Esteban pulled in the pits really early for a single stop race. So it makes me wonder if they're planning on doing the 2-stop. That's probably why we saw them running as hard as we did. You know? Had to make that gap up.
Yeah, we had 4 drivers come down. We had Esteban, Henry, Gwenfro, Dreams, and Logan as well. After 8 laps, that leaves about 21 laps to the hards if you don't pit again. So I almost wonder if they're going to go for the 2-stop.
In my opinion, pitting this early, I kind of could see that. Which is interesting. Ooh, Rhythms gets on the brakes real hard, trying to do a dive on Pinnacle right there, locking up. Look at Cookie up here to P5. Can you believe the pace out of that Ferrari up to P5?
And he's climbing his way into DRS range on the back end of the top 4.
He's definitely in that DRS range, right behind Cloud and his teammate.
I do foresee Cookie leading a lap or 2 as those mediums are going to pit before him and he'll be out front for a little bit.
I'm going to agree with you. I think we're going to start seeing the rest of the field pitting within the next lap or 3.
It looks like
we got
Rhythms.
A car around.
Rhythms has gone around, damage to the Red Bull. I can see parts on the ground.
Playing it smart, not going to get out there and unsafe rejoin. Unfortunately, it's going to shuffle Rhythms back really far. That is unfortunate for Rhythms.
Damage to the left side of the front wing. Back to P15.
A Supply Raptor, by the way, is starting to put pressure on Nick up there in P1.
The Ferraris have swapped positions. Cookie up to 4th.
Obviously, Cookie's got the pace, and his teammate did not want to hold him up at all. We We see the second Ferrari now pulling into the pits. Rhythms with a 3-second time penalty after the spin. That is unfortunate. Obviously, a lot of damage to that front wing, so I could easily see that 3 seconds coming and hit.
Cookie with the move around Cloud for P3, as the other Ferrari Eruption has gone down for some hards. Rhythms has retired the car.
That is unfortunate for Rhythms. But I understand at that point when you're so far back.
Yeah, Rhythms my inner team reserve today coming up from Tier 2, so everything that did happen was better than having no car on track at all. Analyzing the field, it seems to be all the actions occurring 1st through 7th right now, as Esteban's on the back end of all those cars that have yet to come down.
They are going to hold him up a little bit, in my opinion.
Zyros diving in.
Esteban has his teammate right there. His teammate probably going to let him go real quick and easy.
Minico, Alex, Carew also coming down.
Cloud going for a move for second right now on Supply Raptor. Gets that dive bomb clean and done. As you can tell, those mediums are starting to fall off really hard.
That move's actually for third. Cookie has climbed into second place.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, pulling into second. I don't foresee these medium runners staying out much longer right now.
We got City in the pits.
Cookie goes for the move.
B-card teammates.
And just look at that. Cookie to the lead of this race from dead last. You want to hear about some pace on a car right now? That is definitely Cookie. That is insane. In a track where it's extremely hard to pass, gonna go up there as Esteban puts the move on Nick Aro right there for second. As right as I say that, Nick pulls into the pits. 3-second time penalty. That is the glitch. I think they might be able to get that off. This track has a glitch pulling into the pits, but that is all up to the stewards to let them know if you can get that removed.
Cloud also came down, swapping on to the hards. So Cloud and Nick Aro are going to come out back to back. That leaves us the top 4 yet to pit. Well, 3 of the top 4. Esteban's climbing back up to second. He's on 5-lap old hards.
Yes, you were right. I could see Cookie out there running for another 5-6 laps.
Edge from P15 coming down for some hards. This Esteban has reclaimed his lead after only 5 laps.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard to see anything to keep up with him right now. That pace out of that car, out of him, is just absolutely insanity. As we go through this pit cycles, everything is kind of settling down.
Supply coming after 14 laps of mediums. We Got Grunfro right on the back end of Alex for 10th.
Ooh, it's almost like a three-car battle, in all honesty. Oh, a little bit of a lag for me right there. Looked like Supply Raptor got crazy. Supply Raptor gets around Glenbro right there.
Nick Arrow gets clear as Iris for 6th.
Wonder if we're going to see any more hardcore pushing out of Nick now on those new hards to try to get back up there and do anything with Esteban. But then again, makes you wonder if Esteban's going to pit again, because they pulled him to the pit so crazy early. As we looks like we got a car around. Happy like pie. Getting on the gas probably too early out of that that tricky corner right there. Nick Arrow puts
Nick Arrow
fastest lap of the race so far. Got a little bit of game now to get back up into any type of DRS to Henry. As you go up to first place with Esteban, just on a cruise right now. Pace he's got, just not even really laying into it, it looks like. Just so controlled and smooth right now.
I'm looking at the gap. Once those other two cars come down, he's looking at like a over 6-second lead. City has DNF'd.
Retired after that. No, actually, that was Happy, not City. Makes you wonder why they retired. Supply Raptor now jumping up there and taking that fastest lap.
I've watched Esteban's 6-second gap to 4th place Eruption, who will be in 2nd when Cookie and Hitch come down, shrink to under 4 seconds. So I almost think Esteban's gotta come down another time if he wants to keep that lead.
Just to hold on to those tires. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I was just such an early pit stop that you got to think he's definitely going to do the double pit stop strategy, which got the pace. You know, I'm going to agree that he has the pace to be able to do so. Is it the fastest? But near as quick as he is right now, I don't think it matters. Henry has a 3-second time penalty.
And the lap difference, only 3 laps on tires between Esteban and Eruption, as the lead has shrunk.
That, let's see, it's Gwynbro in the pits. Yeah, that is that glitch on this track. You barely touch that inside white line, not even going to the curb. You just flirt with it a little bit. You're going to get that 3-second time penalty. That is a F125 issue. Fortunately, not a driver issue. Zyros with a 3-second. it looks like Esteban has picked up the pace a little bit again. Starting to get that out is actually Nick Era is starting to pull back or close that gap on Henry. Let's take a look real quick actually on what kind of tires we're looking at. Yes, Henry is on a 5-lap older tires as Cookie. I'm assuming is pulling to the pits.
Yep. Cookie with the same penalty going into the pits.
I personally can foresee those getting removed, but I didn't see in pre-briefing if that was a thing not to let those get removed, and everybody was aware of it. But if it's a penalty for that reason, I can foresee getting those removed.
Yeah, with about 10 laps to go, a 12.7 second lead over Eruption is the Williams of Essenbach, who is just class of the field today. Walk in the park.
Just absolutely flying. As actually, looked like we got a little bit of action right here as Cloud makes a move on Henry, and so does Nick Arrow to get past him. Now, here's what makes me wonder if Espa's going to pit again. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worth it. You got the pace right now. Are those tires going to be able to hold up? Only 12-second gap. I'm not sure off the top of my head how much time you lose. It looks like Alex back there, by the way, also getting a time penalty. My question is it going into the pits? No, that was on track.
It was not.
Those, unfortunately, hey, we just called it. Espa is pulling into the pits. Putting on another set of hards.
For a 2-stop and another set of hards.
Looks like we got a car around again. It is Happy again in the same area.
Happy like pie, sad like when you drop it on the floor.
Caught me off guard at that one.
This Hitch is working on the backside of Dreams for 10th. Henry's in the pits, coming out right now. As Eruption with the 2.6 second lead over Arrow, Cloud, and Supplier after the next 3. So Essenbach worked his way back out there, 7.1 back of the leader on fresh hards with under 10 to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that nobody's gonna be able to hold him back, but you never know. I'll tell you what, one thing that will mess up that 2-stop plan is if there is a late race safety car, he ain't got no more tires left, unless he only did 2 runs in quali, which I'm pretty confident he did all 3. That would hurt the chance or that strategy, but the way these guys are racing, I highly doubt we'll see a safety car. But also, commentator's curse. Cookie runs the fastest. That's another car we gotta wonder is gonna be able to get up there and do anything.
Essenbach's already working on Zyros in 5th. No DRS for that McLaren as he gets past easily.
I got my head down for 1 second. And that's
Not a ton of action anywhere beyond 6th place. It's all the way from 2nd to 5th at the moment. Everybody else is pretty spaced out. Esteban at the inside of Supply Raptor. He's gonna get that spot easily. Now 3.7 behind the leader. As Cloud, Nick, and Eruption to get by. Oh, as he slides
Big
that corner.
lock up right there.
Logan with another 3 seconds. As Cloud has cleared Nick for 2nd. Cloud looking to retain as many points as possible to keep that championship lead. Dreams with a 3 second. Just about to the inside of Nick for P3. Cloud went super wide. Will Cloud defend 2nd place here? No move made from Esteban this time. He's gonna go around the outside of Cloud for 2nd.
Wow. Esteban, just a class of the field today.
1.8 seconds and one singular Ferrari. It's the only thing currently standing in the way of absolute dominance. Within DRS range.
Within that DRS range, that's... man, I don't think anybody's got anything for Esteban today. Pace out of that car with the 2-stop as well. It's been a different class today, you know?
As Cookie sits P6 up 13 spots from the start.
Yeah, that is definitely, in my opinion, driver of the day so far. I don't know, actually, I take that back. It's hard to argue with what Esteban's been able to put in, as he's right up there in the back of that Ferrari now.
Question will be, how hard does Eruption try and keep it? It's not gonna last for long. Now, the results page we're going to get at the end of this might not be entirely accurate.
Yeah,
Multiple
I will
drivers with possible penalty removals due to that pit lane entry. Nick being one of them. I think Cookie was one of them.
All up to the stewards if they find that that is, and if they're willing to submit it. You know, it's a tricky thing. I think, because I didn't see any warnings that anybody else had. Now, if they already had let's say, 2 warnings, then I don't think they'll get it removed. But if they're able to say I had no warnings and then got that 3-second, as Supply Raptor gets around the of Nick right there in that DRS, it's pretty tricky.
Esteban's pulled out of the DRS range.
Insane. That is insane. The freaking pace from Esteban at this track today is just, it's a beautiful thing to see, you know? We got a car around
Dreams in the Haas.
in that hotel section, which is the most common. That opposite cambered corners right there, really easy to spin it.
So he's gonna bring it into the pits. And
I had a feeling it was just gonna retire from that.
So now it looks like almost all we have left for the last 3 laps is Eruption versus Cloud. Supply Raptor looks on from about, I want to say 2 seconds back. Nick is a little bit behind Supply. But Cookie's still trying to climb up another spot or two. Logan with a third 3 seconds. I think this next straightaway here we should have a Nick.
What happened to
Went
Nick?
off track back there after turn. Got to count right around turn 2 and 3.
Apologize.
Ended up off the track and slow.
Wasn't paying attention, dealing with some work text at the moment, so keep looking down at my phone.
Cloud has made the move on Eruption. Cookie is up to P5.
Goodness. See a battle
Eruption
right
and
here
Cloud
for a
still
second.
going at it.
Ooh, getting pretty close. I think we might see some little beating and banging, in all honesty, here in a second. This is that desperation I was talking about earlier. Wasn't sure if we're going to see much of it. Everybody, all those lights flashing, recharging their battery as much as they can to get ready for that DRS section coming down. I think we're going to have a 3-way of battle right here the next couple of laps. Possibly a 4th, because Cookie is just about to get inside of that DRS of these 3 battling right now.
Looking at those cars, 14, 16, 13 lap old hards. Cookie on 9 lap mediums. About 1 3/4 laps remain.
I think we're going to see
one of the only
something.
positions locked up is the lead.
6 seconds. Goodness. Esteban's quick. Sorry. Ooh, goodness. See, I don't know if, do you want to be
Late
behind?
on the brakes from Supply.
You want to, I think we're going to wait until the last lap to see anything, but maybe Eruption has no choice but to get up there and do something.
I mean, yeah, from Eruption, Supply, and Cookie, they're going to want to pass. Well, Supply and Cookie are going to want to pass whoever they can for the final lap, but Eruption does not want to overtake Cloud quite yet.
Wants to wait until that last lap. I was agreeing with you. Maybe in that second DRS section, because you make it too soon, you're just going to get ran back on the DRS. Cookie is caught back up. It is right there. Saving a lot of battery. I can tell right there. Not really wanting to push too hard. Saving all the battery it possibly can. See what we're going to see on this last lap coming into this DRS zone. Does it look like Supply Raptor got a little loose? Might be connection issues. It's hard to tell. I think we might see a dive bomb from Eruption. Not here, but the next one for sure. As you can tell, Cloud is burning every bit of battery as ooh, a big lockup from Eruption right there. I think that's going to upset the exit of this corner. I don't think he's got enough time.
Eruption was lighting them up off the corner. You could hear all the screeching from the tires. Didn't quite get the exit that he wanted. His Supply might look at something on Eruption. As Eruption's swinging out wide,
Oh,
Cookie
goodness.
to his left. Or Supply to his left.
Supply putting the pass down, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it completed as we're going to go too wide into the hotel section, which you do not want to do. Supply in the better position right there as you see Cookie pushing his teammate wide now. Esteban with the 3-second time penalty.
With a 3-second. I don't think it's going to matter.
It's not with an 8-second win.
Cloud securing second. Supply.
Is our finishing order.
Cookie
Do you want to
Eruption.
Read it as they cross the line?
Nick, Zyros. You've got Hitch, Alex Carew, Henry Minico. Got Gwenfro all by himself. Edge. Logan and Happy. The finishing order as they cross the line. That was in order as they cross the line, pending any penalties.
Yeah, I think
Final results have Cookie behind Eruption, but again, Cookie could have a penalty removed and get that 4th place back from his teammate. But I don't think really any positions switched due to the penalties.
I think we might have seen 2 drivers, Nick and Cookie. I think because those penalties were from pulling, I don't know whether Eruption got it. And that all depends. That all depends on how the stewards see fit and if they want to submit to try to get it removed. That's going to be a tricky one. As we come to a finish right here.
Now, is that 6-second gap to Cloud with the penalty applied? Was that a 9-second on track?
I believe so.
That is insane. Absolute domination from Esteban today. Totally deserved. But that's going to... If I take a look, that's going to increase the Williams lead in the Tier 1 Constructors. And that's going to put a dent in Cloud's 6-point lead over him. And yeah, fastest lap driver of the day, most overtakes all go to Cookie. Race winner, Esteban. Cleanest driver of the day, Minico.
Man, I gotta say, my favorite driver of the day, it's tough. It's tough in my opinion because Esteban had just outstanding pace, but Cookie, the pace that Cookie had was just absolutely insane. Like, to come from dead last and to do that is insane.
Yeah, if there was a physical trophy for that one, I'd almost cut the thing in half and hand each of them part of it and stamp their name on each side. I really couldn't pick which one, which one was better in my opinion. I mean, maybe Esteban gets the edge because it was the race win, but to come from last place and possibly and knocking on the door of a podium is insane.
Yeah, I agree. That was insanity. Well, Rowdy, any last words for this race today?
No, not really. I'm impressed what we saw from, again, Esteban and Cookie. The other guys up there in the front really battling hard. Cloud, Supply, Eruption, Nick. And then the rest of the field, I mean, kept it clean. We saw a couple solo spins, but we didn't really see... I expect the incident submissions to be pretty slight this week for Tier 1. I didn't see anybody getting together.
I didn't see much, yeah. I agree with you. Besides maybe those time penalty removals, but that's about it.
Yeah. So yeah, the stewards should have an easy time with tier one because I don't think penalty removal is even on the stewards as a whole, but more lead director Maud. So yeah, I mean, it should be pretty straightforward for those guys.
I'll agree. All right, Rowdy, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for everybody joining us in Tier 1. I have to get going. Everybody have a great, fantastic night. Thank you so much for joining us.